Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I am joined by a lawyer and a stalwart of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Barrister Jesutega Onokpasa, for discussion on the battle at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me, Jesutega Onokpasa.
All right, let's start this discussion with some developments in the politics, especially National Assembly zoning controversy brewing in your party. How best do you think this should be handled to avoid full-scale crisis?
Well, what I would say is that you know, it's a question of interest, people having ambition, different interests, various interest groups. Our party has come up with a stand. I would say I support the stand of our party, but I'm not unmindful of the protestations here and there. I can assure you that our president-elect and incoming president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will meet with the party leaders, meet with all stakeholders, including the governors, and resolve this matter. I can assure you of that.
So ahead of this meeting that will come, how do you think the APC should handle this crisis?
What, of the National Assembly leadership?
Yes, yes.
Our party will handle it democratically with satisfaction to all party members and with the greater good of Nigeria in mind. That's what we do.
All right, so another latest development is that the Supreme Court affirmed Senator Adeleke of the PDP as the governor of Osun State. How will you react to that development, and what are the lessons for the APC?
The Supreme Court has spoken. We are a law-abiding party. We are law-abiding people. That's who we are. We respect the courts, you know. We respect the judgment, even though we disagree with it. We accept it. I think the tragedy of Osun is that somehow the PDP has really learned how to rig elections in Osun, because they clearly rigged out Boyega, Oyetola, and they seem to be, at least in the Osun, they seem to be capable of rigging and covering their tracks. But we accept the judgment. We accept it. For us, the judgment was more on technical grounds than on substantive justice. Because as far as we are concerned, Boyega Oyetola won the majority of lawful votes cast, but we accept it. What I would just say is, go on.
Please go ahead. Please make a conclusion.
Yeah, what I would just say is that our party in Osun just needs to rebuild, you know. There is something very, very funny happening in Osun. And if you notice, I interact with our party members from Osun, and they seem to be in a state of sort of terror from this man who dances up and down, this Governor Demola Adeleke, you know. And I think that should be looked into. What we are trying to do now is to rebuild our party. Governor Boyega Oyetola has started well. He's brought together this committee under former Minister of Health, Isaac Adewale. We should just try to see how we can build the party. You know, the elections in Osun, they don't really make sense to me. First of all, how we lost at the presidential, it does not make any sense to me. I just feel that there's something Demola Adeleke is up to there that I don't yet understand. But time will tell. You know, and then how we lost at the senatorial, at the House of Reps, the House of Assembly, those things don't make any sense to me at all, you know. What I would say is our national leadership should concentrate on building the party. We have talents in Oshu, you know. Let's see how we can gather the party together, you know, and empower the party to be able to put up a good fight in 4 years' time. Because, well, that's it. It's still it's still the next election. So I would say that let's look at some of our people there. For instance, the Senate spokesman, Senator Surajuddin Ajibola Bashiru, you know, he didn't come back. I don't understand how he could have lost in Oshu Central. But I hope that when Ashiwaju is forming his government, someone like Senator Bashiru and other leaders of the party are fully integrated into the new.
All right, Barrister Onokpasa.
To keep our people, give them a sense of belonging. Yeah.
Now, another knotty issue is the Adamawa election controversy. The REC is in custody and awaiting trial. What is the implication of this on the polity?
Do you know what happened in Adamawa? An election was stolen by men from a woman. That's what happened in Adamawa. What is the REC doing in custody? On what basis? It is a REC, for God's sake. You see, this is how elections pan out, Jumoke. Elections are conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The person in charge of the INEC in each state is called a resident electoral commissioner. That's what we call a REC. Now, you see all these people they call collation returning officers, who are usually professors, more often than not vice chancellors of universities. They are actually ad hoc staff. They don't conduct any election. They wouldn't even know how to conduct an election. They will be lost at sea. It is still the REC who is in charge of that state office that conducts the election. Now, where the REC has realized that compromises have taken place, the governor in the state has compromised officials from Abuja. How can the election is conducted? Is it supposed to allow the election to be stolen? Is it just a figurehead? Is just to be sitting there like an idiot, waiting for the election he conducted to be stolen from under his feet? As far as I'm concerned, there are two declarations of a governor.
Barrister Onokpasa, kindly hold on. I will kindly urge you to please mind your language. We're on air. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yes, but I'm saying there are allegations, okay? There are allegations of bribery in Adamawa. There is, of course, there's even evidence, solid material evidence of violence against INEC officials, against DSS officials.
Allegations you're talking about are yet to be proven. I'd like to remind you that those allegations you're talking about are yet to be proven.
That's why I call them allegations. Oh. Yes, that's why I said there are allegations. Yes, but there are credible indications of such, you know. And then you have this situation in the state where there are two declarations. There was a declaration by a REC. There was a subsequent declaration by a different official. Well, as far as I'm concerned, let the courts decide. But I go with the first declaration. Yeah, for me, a woman won an election, and men who have no regard for women insisted on stealing the election from her. So I personally, I recognize Senator Aisha Dahiru, Senator Bainani as the governor-elect of Adamawa State. So I don't see anything why the wreck of Adamawa State should be in custody or should be facing any trial. I don't see that.
All right.
That's my opinion.
Barrister Onokpasa, as an APC member, your stand or your position is understandable. So let's go to our main issue for today. Now, the legal fireworks at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal have begun. What's your reaction to the proceedings so far?
Well, what occurred was a pretrial hearing, you know, sort of a procedure to set the rules of engagement, you know, so nothing much has been done. Funny enough, the people that have been clamoring for a quick trial, let's try this case. So, even my learned senior, Olisa Bakoba, even insinuated that the trial could be concluded in 7 days. But these people that took the case to court, because they are the ones who took us to court, they said that they are not prepared. They said that they are not prepared. So they are the ones that asked for adjournment. We are prepared. You know, that's all I can say for now. But if you ask me, I think I've told you before that there's really no case. You know, it is a question of somebody claiming that he wants to reclaim a mandate, and as far as I'm concerned, the person is just trying to steal another person's mandate. You know, so I can. Oh. It makes sense to me. Go on.
So far, the withdrawal of petitions by two parties left many surprised. Why do you think the AA and APM made a U-turn?
Because they realized they don't have a case. There is no case there. There is no case. If not out of what I would call greed, you know, that is motivating someone like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, he would withdraw his petition because it is an unwinnable petition. In the case of Peter Obi, it's just pure shame. You know, how does he tell his obedience that he lost the election, which he knows he lost, which he could not possibly have won, with Atiku Abubakar there competing for the same vote? You see these people, Jumoke, they all belong to the same party. It is franchising. What is Labour Party? Who is Peter Obi? Peter Obi is the former running mate of Atiku Abubakar. He's a PDP man. Even having declared for the presidency of this country, he still went to pay homage to Atiku Abubakar at Atiku Abubakar's declaration. They are all the same PDP gang. In fact, Obi was even initially his game plan was that, okay, if I can't get the presidential ticket of PDP, and it's Atiku that gets it, let Atiku still make me his running mate. So both of them are PDP. There's no difference there. Then who is even the third, the so-called fourth force? Alhaji, or rather, Dr. Rabi Kwankwaso, is PDP also. All of them, all three of them, the three front runners in the opposition, they are collectively
so Barrister Onokpasa, are you looking forward to more parties also withdrawing their petitions?
Well, I don't know what APM is still doing with his petition. I mean, on a serious note. So, most likely, but I really, there's no, I mean, I don't even see Obi's petition or Atiku's petition making any headway. Is it APM's petition that is going to make any headway? So if they want to spend more money on lawyers, by all means, why? That's more money in my colleagues.
All right.
The pocket of my colleagues. They can keep it up. But I doubt that PDP or Labour are going to withdraw their petition. I don't think so.
All right. So now the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal has adjourned for continuation of the pre-hearing of PDP and Labour Party petitions. What's this about?
Well, it's just these are the procedures. These are just normal procedures of court. So you can imagine how absurd it sounds when you hear lawyers say conduct an election petition in 7 days. I mean, there are processes to these things, you know. And thankfully, they are the ones that said that they are not prepared. These things take time. They require due diligence. Let me use that term. You know, and that is what is going on. You know, so what is really going on is let's set the rules. Let me just use language that anybody in the audience would understand. Let's set the rules for this trial. Okay, this document, do you all agree with it or are you disputing it? You know, what can we all agree on? This, if APC, if OB is alleging this, does PDP agree? Does APC agree? What will APC dispute? That sort of thing. That's the stage we are in.
All right, so the adjournment was due to agreement by all of the parties to ask for an adjournment to enable them file and exchange necessary legal documents. What could have informed this?
It is just normal procedure. That is how all election petitions pan out. Right. So it's okay. There's absolutely no controversy about that.
So the tribunal also directed the parties to identify core issues to be determined in the petition before next sitting. Can you help us throw more light on this?
Yes. Well, what are the core issues? For me, the core issue is who won election. Okay? Now, if you say, because you are the one that took a case to court, you are the one who filed a petition alleging that you have a mandate that was stolen. You have 6.1 million votes. The other person has 6.8 or 7 million votes. I can't remember the exact figure. The winner of the election has approximately 9 million votes. And you say you were rigged out and you have a mandate to reclaim. Now, what are you alleging? Are you alleging rigging? And if you are alleging rigging, the core issue will be proof. You will prove where you were rigged. Now, if you watch someone like Leonard Silk Olisa Agbakoba, he clearly realizes that Obi cannot prove any rigging. Because when he itemizes his priorities for he's so eager these days to lecture the courts and tell them exactly what they should be doing. So he listed 3 items for the courts to determine first, as if it's the one setting the agenda for the court. So he says the court should determine something about one phantom so-called drug case in America. Then the court should determine whether or not Kashim Shettima was validly nominated as Ashiwaju's running mate. And then he lists this is 3 items, he lists them, rather opportunistically, somewhat hoping that let them, the whole thing looks, there's something we used to call try your luck when we were young. It's sort of scam that you would see by the roadside, That is what these people are doing. Because to prove that anybody rigged the election, trust me, Jumoke, it's impossible in this election. You cannot prove that somebody with 9 million votes rigged you when you have 14 million votes, 15 million votes, which you wasted, which you shared among yourselves. Then this person has 6.1, this person has 6.7, that one has 1.1. Is that our business? We gathered our votes, our small votes, 9 million votes, together, and we came first. It's first past the post. That's how you win elections everywhere in this world. So that's their business. Now, it is not for them to dictate to the court what is necessary to prove an election petition. It is according to law. Do you understand me? It is according to law. So, this pre-trial hearings, all these negotiations, they will still fall back to one thing. What is germane to an election petition? And it cannot be one-sided. If you are alleging, we say in law, he who asserts must prove. If you are alleging a stolen mandate, you will have to prove that your mandate was stolen. It is not this roundabout way of alleging things that cannot even be proved. For things that are irrelevant. For instance, like forfeiture in America. Which forfeiture? Who forfeited what? The last time I came on your program, Jumoke, I said that Bola Tinubu did not forfeit anything. People started insulting me that I manufactured a non-existent person called K.O. Tinubu. Do you know who K.O. Tinubu is? K.O. Tinubu was a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is Kafaru Oluwole Tinubu. He was a minister in this country. He's Bola Tinubu's uncle. He's Bola Tinubu's mentor. He contributed, he was a national figure. Even before Bola Tinubu was famous,
because of time, let's quickly move on. I do. So because of time, let's quickly move on.
Okay.
Now, your party, the APC, wants the tribunal to dismiss the petitions by opposition. How confident are you about getting this? And do you think your party will be able to defend its electoral victory?
Of course. Why not? Why not? Why would we won? Simple. If we would only be afraid if we had stolen the election. There was no way, Jumoke, that we could have, even if we were willing to steal the election, how could we have stolen it? Everything was stacked against Achiwaju. There is nothing they did not throw at Achiwaju in this election. Even Achiwaju's ability to access his own funds, his own hard-earned money, personal funds, we are frustrated. Then they brought fuel scarcity to frustrate us. Then they brought Naira redesign to frustrate us. Where would even Achiwaju have seen money to rig election? We rigged the election and we ended up with just 9 million votes. If we rig the election, we will have 16, 17, 18 million votes, 20 million votes.
Barrister Onokpasa, you are not addressing my question. I'm asking you, your party wants the tribunal to dismiss the petitions by opposition. How confident are you about getting this?
You see, let me tell you how court cases pan out. It's not a question of whether a petition is dismissed or not. You are the one, Labour, Peter Obi, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, who brought petition. It's for you to prove your petition. Now, naturally, we will ask for the petition to be dismissed because the petition is without basis, of course. Which election was rigged? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. That's why we're asking for the petitions to be dismissed. They are what are the issues? This is why the petitions should be dismissed. What are the issues that they are alleging? That there was rigging and you have 15 million votes on that side and we have just 9 million votes. Does that make sense to you? What are you alleging? That a case that was determined 30 years ago in America, in which Bola Tinubu did not even forfeit a dime. Let me explain something to you, Jumoke. It answers your question if you are just patient enough to understand what I'm trying to say. You see, when you have an action in REM, it is not an action against a human being. It is an action against property. That is the case all these people are talking about, calling for official case, calling drug case. I don't know where they got that ridiculous idea from. That case was an action against property. Now, it is actually nonsensical to envisage an action against even a bank account. A bank account is actually a notional thing. It's not a real thing. For instance, you cannot transfer your bank account to me. I cannot do vice versa. I can transfer the money in my account to you. You can transfer the money in your account to me. So it is that property that is germane. It is that property that is of consequence. So the action was not even against Bola Tinubu's account. It was against the property within the account. And that property is money, which is of value. You know? So, you now have a situation where there is an action against money in an account. There is investigation. The court does its own work and discovers that even this money in this account, it belongs to an individual called K.O. Tinubu. Because that's what the court now later ordered, that the residue, the remaining amount in the account, after it had collected taxes. That's what, this term forfeiture is just a terminology we use. You take something out of somebody's pocket, where the person has forfeited it. It's just legal terminology. So it is actually K.O. Tinubu that forfeited money. It's not Bola Tinubu. In fact, if Asiwaju himself were to, yes?
We need to go on a break. So this conversation will continue right after this break. Please stay with us.